ye namo banya ye namo banya ye shayo ni ye namo banya ye sumpo kanua ye sumpo kanua kele ai sumpo kanua ye sumpo kanua kele ai sumpo kanua ye sumpo kanua kele ai.
Yeah.
I was having a little bit, I was a little bit sick, and they took me to hospital for the doctor or nurse to check on me.
Yeah.
So when we got there, the doctor wasn't there. My mother decided to go and look for the doctor to come and take care of me, since she loves her child so much. So she left me with one nurse and to go and get the doctor to come and take care of me. So before she came, one nurse has already given me injection.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to me, I think she wasn't the best to do that. So there we didn't see any problem. At the hospital, it was just kind of like it's okay. But when we got home, like 40 to 1 hour, all I saw later was that one of my leg, I've lose the size of it.
Okay, so the size of one of your leg, that is the left one, I guess.
It's the left one.
Okay,
yeah.
has
So
reduced
as
in
you can
size
see the difference, you know.
after the pain. Yeah.
You can see the difference.
Yeah.
And after that, I think the veins in it couldn't function like.
Yeah. So circulation was a problem.
Yes, circulation.
Blood circulation was a problem.
Yes.
Okay, and then you said your mother took you to a pastor to pray for you.
Yeah, a pastor. They believe like he's so powerful that he could deliver me.
Yeah.
And to make me walk again, because from that point I couldn't walk again. I couldn't even squat.
Yeah. And then after that, the pastor prayed and prayed, and you mentioned that nothing happened.
Yes.
And then he started to conclude some.
Yeah. And I even have to start. He made me to go through fasting. By keeping hunger, you know, from 6 to 6.
Wow. So from 6 to 6 as a child, you are not allowed to eat.
I was not allowed to eat.
And with your leg size reducing and pain in your body, you were not allowed to eat.
I was not allowed
because the pastor said you shouldn't eat.
Yes.
As you were fasting, and God would heal your feet.
Yes.
And then what happened?
Then what happened was that when he was not able to make me walk, then he started saying that I have an evil spirit in me.
Yeah.
And that's why I can't be delivered.
Okay. So the pastor concluded that you were possessed by a demon.
By a demon.
And that's why he failed to heal you.
He failed to heal.
So he blamed his failures on you as being demon possessed.
Yes.
Okay. And then after that, what happened?
Then after that,
how did your parents react?
This is I was now like a new person to them, you know.
Yeah.
So every little mistake that a child is supposed to do or a child will do, when I do it, it becomes another thing.
Okay.
Then they start to call me evil and all sort of names, because they believe the pastor and they know that because of what he was saying, it might be true.
Okay.
So
you became marginalized. Maybe you lost respect.
I lost respect. I lost my humanity.
Yeah, you lost your integrity, your reputation. As a child growing up, you didn't have people who would want to move with you or play with you.
Yeah.
Because they saw you as demon possessed.
Yes, my friends loved me, but the only thing that was worrying me or killing my soul was that, like, imagine like a child can jump from where I'm sitting to the floor. And they will see nothing wrong with it. But when I do it, it becomes another thing, because they feel like it's something in me
that is
moving
jumping
me
to jump like that.
To jump like that.
Okay. So when kids are playing around and taking maybe what we call stunts, like jumping from a tree to the ground and so on, It's like you are always afraid that when you do the same, people will see you as a demon possessed person, and that the demon is using you to jump from one place to the other.
Yeah,
So you were always like laid back,
and
yeah, and very insecure, I guess.
very insecure. So
Okay,
I started thinking very early,
okay,
I was trying to find question to this life that I'm
okay,
in it.
okay, okay. And you also mentioned something like the pastor who declared you as being demon possessed had another experience with his own daughter or
Yeah,
his own family.
yes.
What can you tell us briefly what happened?
Yeah, the daughter, she climbed a mango tree to plug a mango,
Yeah.
and she fell from the mango tree.
Instead of
Yeah.
taking his daughter to the hospital,
Yeah.
the man of
When she
God
broke the hand,
believed he could heal
maybe
her
it was
himself
dangerous to take her
and
to
failed once again,
Hospital.
resulting in the
or
amputation
Yeah.
of his
traditionally
daughter's arm.
always,
The actions of the pastor casts doubts over how objective and realistic his perceptions and beliefs are.
So after that, how has society then, yeah, I'll say got used to you?
After all the ordeal Parkwesi went through, he has matured to become a skilled and helpful member of his community in bolgatanga, Ghana, and he found solace in the Rastafarian society, which has enabled him to rationalize some of the key questions
So let me
of
ask you,
where
how did you come into
we
contact
came
with the
from and
Rastafarian
why we humans exist.
concepts of life?
oh, this is how I come.
Are there other ideas that you would have loved to share with society? Because you also mentioned that you see names, Africans throwing away their identities, or I'll say names, and adopting names of foreign cultures,
Yeah,
and that you find that that is also quite I would say troublesome. Can you explain to me why you think names are very important?
say, I think when they mention that
Africans
name must
bearing
relate
European
to
names
culture,
Mhm.
land,
helps
and the
to
people.
disconnect them
So
from the
when
culture
I
and the
hear
land they
African and
came.
I hear
And this should be a
James,
concern
Yeah,
I
to
know
us.
James is supposed to come
For
from Europe
instance,
yeah,
or
if
from
an
any
African
British country
individual
or
invents
English or
something and he
yeah,
is called
and when I
James
hear
Clinton,
names like
how would I know
or
if he's
Ajuma,
from Ghana or
so
the
he
UK?
must come from Africa.
you also have problems with some other societal issues. Could you mention some of them?
Yeah, the problems I have with
The
the society
problems of
is that
society I see are how
it's like
people use religion and
religion
politics
and
as a
politics
divisive
has
tool.
been like a device to
Religion
Yeah,
promises us
that
a
they
good
use
life
to
after death,
divide us and tear us
and
apart.
politicians promise us the same good life
One
in
thing
this
I've heard
physical realm.
is like
My mother has to
the
pay
powerful
contribution to the
yeah,
church
they
for her
never include the
salvation,
powerless people.
and my
okay.
father
And what it
paid
means is
taxes
that
to the government.
Hmm.
Both politics and
it's
religion
like the aim of the
failed
powerful
to
people
provide the good life they
Yeah,
promised to humanity.
they will
by
use, yeah,
The
like
rich
they will
and
use any
powerful
means
will do
necessary
anything
to
to
remain
maintain
powerful.
their
yeah,
wealth
And
and power.
for that, we
But
as
the truth
Africans
is,
yeah,
you don't need to be a
have to
church member
educate
to know God or
ourselves
hmm,
sit in a classroom to educate
so that
yourself.
hmm,
All
so that we can free
Africans
we can
ourselves.
free
need to
ourselves
rise
So
up
we
and
are
know
not,
God
mentally
for
and
themselves,
spiritually.
yeah,
as well as
Because
educate and
religion
become
yeah,
promise us
aware of
good living
their
when we are dead,
environment.
yeah,
and
yeah.
politics is here promise us good living while
But speaking to you, I can see that you are very enlightened, and you have been able to, yeah, I would say educate yourself in so many ways, even referring to concepts that I have, not thought of. So I'm quite impressed, and I think yeah, this will go a long way to help others or encourage others to know that no matter what, one can still enlighten himself. You
yes,
don't necessarily have to go and sit in a classroom.
yes, and these
You
days we
know,
eat
these
a lot
days
of
we eat a lot of
Yeah,
processed
yeah,
food
yeah, yeah, yeah,
instead of natural crops,
yeah,
look at the children
and we cultivate organic crops
yeah,
for export
yeah,
while we
and
yeah,
we will still have
use chemicals to grow the food we consume. Another issue of concern is television,
yeah,
which is supposed to be used to educate the
and we
masses.
grow organic
It's now being
yeah,
used
for
to
the outside
brainwash
world to eat or
Africans.
to
yeah.
feed.
Okay, that's a good point. We thank you very much, Pakwisi, for this little exchange of ideas and information.
banya ye